Hi, this is Natalie, the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, bringing you another video. So, let's see, today's Thursday. I'm off early because I don't have any surgery this afternoon. Thursday afternoons is usually my surgery day, or one of them. I have Thursday afternoons at one hospital and Friday afternoons at a second hospital. And we're just beginning to open up to do elective surgeries. Elective surgeries are non-life-threatening things, and we're just beginning, so we'll have to see how it goes. I know next week I do have surgery, so we'll see. You think with all this extra time I'd have more time to stitch, but now I have other things happening. I've been cooking dinner every night, and I don't know, just I'm baking. So what have I been up to? Well, I know I said I'd start stuff for Stitch Mania, and I only started one item. I just can't see starting something every day, or even starting what I plan to do on a weekly basis. But I am almost done with the thing I started for Stitch Mania, so we'll see. Maybe I'll start something else, but let me show you. Okay, so this is a special project. I'm gonna have to take it out of the roller frame. Okay, to show you how much I've done, because I've done about, I don't know, 85% or so. And it's an out of print project. Let me show you what it looks like first. It's Birds of a Feather Reindeer Sampler. Let's see if you can see that. That looks pretty good, actually. And she's got a bunch of Week Styleworks colors and DMC, and I just pulled what I had to do this with. And let me show you what I'm using. These pretty colors. The call for red was terracotta. I actually chose country redwood. I wanted a little bit redder than terracotta. And anyway, we've got these colors. Let me show you what I've done so far. Special thing about this one is I made fabric for it myself. Tea-dyed and baked fabric. So here is my progress. I want you to see real up close on tea-dyed and baked fabric. There's the front. The back, well, it's neat enough. But here's the front. Let me make sure it's not upside down. No, it's not. And I think it looks great. I do have a sampler that's a sister sampler to this by Birds of a Feather called, I think it's called the Bird Sampler, so I might do it on the other half. As you can see, I actually stitched around the edges on the machine just to keep it from unraveling, and it worked quite well. So on my own fabric, and with a selection of Weeks, oh, all kinds. Let's see, I've got limited edition, limited edition, limited edition, country redwood, cocoa, juniper, and grapevine. The only called for was cocoa, which a lot of the small letters were for. And the reason I did that, I actually, the reason I didn't do the called for ones, which I thought would have looked pretty nice, was I didn't have them. So I just used what I had. And why not use what you have? It's not a very large sampler, and you might as well use up stuff you have. I'm literally almost done. I'm so happy. I should be able to finish this today. I think this one should be framed, and we'll see. And I made a very special needle minder for it out of a vintage pin. Isn't that pretty? There's a button on the back, an antique or vintage button. Can you see it? And on the front, just to I have my needle sticking to it, it's the pin, because this is a Christmassy sampler. Love that sound. So I've been working on that, and of course, as soon as that's done, I'm going back to 1874, BG 1874, because I really want to finish this. And this has been a large sampler. Once again, the absolutely beautiful silks. And just the picture, if I can find it in here, of the sampler. And now to show you what I've done. Once again, I do keep these in roller frames. Loose, because you don't want to stretch your fabric, but I do keep them in the roller frames. But I have to take it out of the frame in order to show you. Ugh. I hope everybody's well. And of course, my needle minder for this project has been my little Tiny Tim book, which again I made. I put this vintage button for the back one, but I think this is meant for a dollhouse. I don't know, but I found it on Etsy, and it was by itself, and I made the needle minder out of it. The little Tiny Tim. It says, "In came Bob, Tiny Tim, upon his shoulder. Alas for Tiny Tim, he bore a little crutch, and had his limbs supported by an iron frame." So I just love that. Everybody knows me. They know I love A Christmas Carol. My favorite book. Dickens, Shakespeare, Chaucer. I actually have a college degree in English and literature, so you can go to medical school with that. Just take the sciences. But let me show you what I've got done. I did notice last time this was upside down, so I'm not going to do that again. Here is how much I've done. I can't even fit it in the whole thing. I'd like you to see some of the colors. They're so pretty. There's a crease there. I don't know why there's a crease in my fabric, but that's okay. Probably something sitting on top of it. Just going to be magnificent when it's done. I mean, look at the purple. Can you see it? The different colors of silk. It's been a pleasure. And of course, this is 40 count Lakeside. 40 count Lakeside vintage buttercream. And every piece of vintage buttercream I own looks different, just to let you know, but they're all beautiful. All right, so let's put this away. I will be putting these together after the video. Okay. Wow. New acquisitions are next. I have a scissor I wanted to show you, if I could find it. It was sitting on top here. Did I drop it? Now I gotta look for the scissor. Isn't that awful? Oh well, I will find it. It was a little scissor I got, but I will find it. Let me find the other acquisitions in the meantime. It's okay. I've been a naughty girl, but I did sell off some linen recently, and when I sell off linen and I find good deals on other linen, I buy it. So I have a few items here. So in terms of charts, I think there's 2 charts. I've had my eye on Harriet Brown by Stacey Nash for a long time. I've seen this done as a pillow, and I've seen it done as a wall hanging. The called for fabric is Weeks Parchment and Gentle Arts Old Red Paint. I've seen this done in Schoolhouse Red. I think Weeks Parchment actually would be very, very nice. But what a pleasure, what a beauty. Something about this just is so pretty. It says pin keep, but that would be an awfully big pin keep. How big is this? It says finished size 16 by 16 high. So I guess it would be 16 inches long by 8 inches high. It's an awfully big pin keep. It's more of a pillow. But 16 by 16 would be a nice square to hang up. I like this on the wall, but this has to be kitted up eventually. Real nice. And then the second one is another one I've had my eye on by Needlework Press, and the majority of her charts are just so well done. You know, they're so pretty. They're nice and glossy paper, and the Biedermeier sampler. Isn't that pretty? I think I could do this on my own linen. I think a grungy linen would look great. Sort of a linen that, I know you've seen this one before, but a linen I make myself. And stitch count is 291 by 172. The antique measured 14 by 9. And the suggested linen count, there isn't one. She says it's 40, 36, or 32. She gives you an option. I love the way she does her charts in a booklet form like this. Just nice quality. But the Biedermeier sampler, it's a beauty. I have a feeling, it's interesting because she shows there's no model stitched here. This is the antique, and in the back she's got sort of a little diagram thing showing you colors. The colors on the model are a lot more muted than these colors shown. And I'm thinking she probably took the colors off the back, which is, you know, which is usually brighter than what's been exposed to the elements. It said she used, on her model, 40 count vintage country mocha. I have vintage country mocha, but I'm thinking to make my own linen. On the back burner, but it is beautiful. I never know when I'm going to start. Sometimes I surprise myself. And then a bunch of different linens. This is Vintage Pecan Butter by Lakeside. If you find Lakeside, buy it up because nobody has it. Vintage Pecan Butter by Lakeside. Nice. Here's the color in case you've never seen it. It's mottled. That Biedermeier sampler would look perfect on this. It would look even better on Vintage Meadow Rue. Lakeside Vintage Meadow Rue. Fortunately, this piece is only an 1/8. It's too small. This is 32 count and an 1/8. And on 32 count, you would need, on 32 count, the stitched area is 18 by 10, so you'd need a quarter yard. And this is only an 1/8. But it is so pretty, the color. Once again, Vintage Meadow Rue. Vintage lentil, 28 count. I bought a whole lot of this because it was available, and I was like, and I love this color. It's got a lot of green in it, which to me is real pretty. Vintage lentil. I like stitching on 28 count. I'd rather stitch on 28 count than 32 count. I think the two threads lays real nice on this. And I use one thread on anything above 35 count, and I use two threads on anything below 35 count, and I like the way the threads look on 28 count rather than 32. Just my preference. A lot of people disagree with me, but that's okay. But I do like this, and I have an entire yard of this. I might sell some because what do I need an entire yard for? But the only reason I bought it was the price wasn't bad. It was more than fair. And it was available because you just can't find this stuff. All right. What other linen do I have? Oh, here's some interesting odds and ends. Once again, just pieces of random linen. This is 32 count. Picture This Plus Havisham. .32 count Picture This Plus Havisham. Came in a lot. This color is a springy color. And again, this all came in a lot, so I wanted to just buy what they had. This one is beautiful. This is Crosswing Collection, which is hand-painted fabric. And this is a nice, big piece of it. It's so pretty. Look at the colors. And this is 30, I don't know what count this is. Hold on. This is Crosswing Collection, Morning Glory. Does not say the count. I'm looking at it. It looks like 28 count or 32 count. It's beautiful. Crosswing linen, magnificent, beautiful linen. This is Picture This Plus Voodoo. I've never seen this in real life before. Great Halloween color. Picture This Plus Voodoo. Just a beautiful Halloween color. Like I said, these are odds and ends of fabric. Let's see what else I got in here. 36 count R&R Patriot Brew. This I have seen before. Patriot Brew R&R. I don't think this is that old, this piece, and the reason I say that it's soft, the older R&R is hard and crunchy. I like that better actually, but Patriot Brew, neutral, can't go wrong with it. One I've never seen before, 30 count Holly, and this is stiff linen. This is older linen. Holly. I love this color. Don't worry about the see-through bit of the linen. This is a little bit see-through, but that's okay. Once you stitch on it and frame it and everything, it looks fine. But 32 count R&R Holly. Beautiful, beautiful color of linen. This one I really, really like. 30 count Irish Cream, and this is an old piece because once again it's crunchy and thin. But Irish Cream. R&R is one of them also that every piece looks a little different, at least of the old stuff. The new stuff is a lot more uniform. Fiberlicious. Fiberlicious Glowing Dreams. A beautiful fabric. Halloween. Ship's Manor. I have never had Ship's Manor, so that's why I was like, ooh, let me get this Ship's Manor stuff. This one is called, this is 40 count, called Taverns. Halloween linen. Orange and grungy. I like this one. In fact, I have a project I'm thinking about for it. A Kathy Barrick one. This is Picture This Plus Murky. I have seen this before. I don't own any currently, but a very, very nice piece of linen. And this is a big piece too. I'm happy. Real pretty. Murky. All right, let's see what else I have. Like I said, this is just random linen. 40 count River Willow by Lakeside. I've never seen this. In fact, I don't think it's made anymore. I bid on this and won it. I love the color. 40 count vintage River Willow by Lakeside. It's beautiful. This I did not get in the lot. This I got separate. Just bid on an online auction and won the bid. Won the auction. Ships Manor. This one's called March Prim. That's it. It must be one of the pieces of the month. Ships Manor. It's supposed to be 13 by 18. Hope it is. It looks small to me. Crossroads by Ships Manor. Another Halloween linen. This one is called March, which is obviously a linen of the month. This all came in that lot, I thought. Linen of the month. R&R chamomile tea. This is one I have not seen in a while, but I don't know if it's still made. It's such a pretty color. Very, very neutral. I really do like these neutral colors, natural looking. I'm not sure how old this is. It's on the crunchy side, so I don't think it's new. Aha! Some more extrude designs. Magnificent linen. Little Bunny, which I've shown before. I just sold some of this because I had a whole bunch of this. I like the color. Little Bunny. It's not pink. It's more of a peachy. This one is called Hungarian Pointer. I have no idea why it's called that. Extrude design. Extrude Designs Gray Sand. There's some more extrude in here. This one is called Rustic Drab. Really pretty color. Extrude Designs Ash Rose. This one I already own. This one is pink and gray. Extrude Designs Little Dove. Oh, I own this also. I didn't realize this came in here. I love this because of it looks like spider webs. I don't know how she gets that effect. It's great. I hope you can see the spider web effect this has. Let's see. Can you see it better up close or far away? Spider webby. I love it. I love this. I've seen this one before. And finally, this is just dark mocha. Mocha. So, oh, is there more? No, this is some linen I found just to show you. This is Country Mocha. I just found this random piece sitting in my stuff. A lot of people love this. For whatever reason, it got popular all of a sudden. I've seen people talk about it. But it's neutral. You can do anything on it. It's not that far off from my own linen. And this is a piece of linen. I have no idea what this is. It is a lovely color. Homespun looking. Looks like homespun to me. See if you can maybe see the color back here. Just a homespun looking neutral color. It's on the thicker side. It's definitely even weave linen. About 40 count. And I have absolutely no idea who makes this, where it's from. Random linen. So if anybody knows, let me know. It's thicker quality, soft linen. I don't know, but it's my random piece. I actually like it very, very much. So that's my haul. I was going to show you a magazine as well, but we'll save the magazine because what I have in front of me are the semi-kitted projects I wanted to show you last time. I cut it all short because I just ran out of time. I didn't want the video to go over an hour. I think that's too long. So I'm going to go through that with you and talk about how to, see what I have with it. They're all in that pile because they have a problem, meaning I don't like the linen, or we don't have linen, or we don't have threads. I'm going to show it to you and talk about the process of picking. Oh, and here's the other half, by the way, of that linen that I made, just to show you for the reindeer sampler. Isn't that beautiful? And I zigzagged around the edge with my new machine. I love my new machine. So I zigzagged. I'm going to sell this as a kit. I'm going to sell the birds of a feather. Oh no, the birds of a feather chart along with this linen because I think it looks so good on it. And if I have enough floss, I'll even floss it up and it'll be a nice kit. This chart, I don't even know what it goes for because I looked it up to see if anybody had it for sale and I can't find it. So these charts are now going $40 and up. I mean, I think I paid about $40 for a chart that I really, really wanted. I have it in the other room. It's a Christmas Carol chart, and it's out of print because it's by the Primitive Needle, and they're no longer in print, any of them. But if I sell this on my page along with the linen and everything, the price will be lower because if I was to put something on an online auction, I let the auction just go. People are going to pay what they want, but if it's on my page, then I like to have my page, at least the members of the group have opportunity to get something for a fair price. So I'm going to be listing that when I'm done. But again, this really nice linen that I made, and I think it's 36 count. I'm going to count it, but I believe it's 36 count. Along with the chart, it's going to be real pretty. Other thing is I could do it as my next giveaway, but no, I think I'd rather have somebody have it that really wants to do it. Because the giveaway, you don't really know. Do they really want it? Do they not? Okay. So we'll leave this for the end. Let me show you some kitted up stuff. The first one I'll show you it's in a bag. Because it's Lone Elm Lane, 'Tis a Melody. You see that box? I have that box too. I love it. I just love the way it was done. So it says Lone Elm Day, White Oak, Divided Drawer, and there are 4 little charts. And let's see, I have this set aside. Let me show you the box. Here's the box by Lone Elm Lane. Here's her logo on the back. Is that the right way? Yeah. Her stuff is beautiful. Plan is to do the project and hang this. And let's see what I have in here. Aha! I have a bunch of floss. I don't know if this floss is all of the floss I need. I don't know. But I have a bunch of floss. Is that all the floss I need? I somehow doubt it. I see a red in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flosses, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm obviously missing 1. And then I have, oh, this is my own linen. Oh, I remember the issue with this. I definitely remember the issue with this. The issue with this is that if you don't use the called for linen, the called for count, the projects won't fit in the box. You'll have to somehow alter them to make them fit, which I didn't want to do. So it said that the linen was 30 count. I had to measure this and see what count it is. But I thought this my dyed linen with these called for threads in this box would be great. So that's why this is there. I'm going to do that today. I'm not going to count this in front of you. The way I count is I put a pin in one area, and then I take a ruler and I lay it across the top, and then I take another pin and carefully count, and I usually will count ½ an inch worth and then double it per inch. And I'll count twice. So A, it's missing something, and B, I have to make sure that's 30 count, and if it's not, I will find it. The other thing is that it looks like this has got more than one type of linen in it. So I'm thinking I want to do more than one kind of linen. 2 different colors of linen too. So that's why this is set aside. Like I said, every single one of these is not ready to go because it has an issue. But I've been really dying to do this one. I don't think it's going to take long. Okay. Let's see what we got. I might have shown you this briefly last time, but this is Susanna Milne by Hands Across the Sea. Magnificent colors. The colors, just beautiful. I did show you this. And I have it kitted up with what I believe is the called for linen, which is 40 count buttercream, and I don't like it. I want this pink. So I do have Chantilly lace. Chantilly lace or Chantilly cream? One of those. Chantilly, and I think I'm going to do it on that. Let me just show you the colors. And while I'm at that, I'm going to show you something I got. Now I have a whole set of these great canisters, kitchen canisters that are cross-stitch themed. Made by, I showed you these before, made in Japan by Brandywine Art. Probably made in the 70s. And I use them now for all kinds of notions. And what do I have in this one? Well, these. They're binders, rings of different colors that I now can use for my projects. This floss is a Versoix, and I don't know how I'm going to keep this, but look at the colors. Aren't they beautiful? Yellow, I just love the yellow and green. So for now, I guess, should I put these in here? Let's see. No. but it was an excuse to show you this. Anyway, this is going to be a different color linen. Try not to show you stuff I've showed you before, but unfortunately I did. I have to show you this one again because it's magnificent. So let me keep this linen out. 40 count buttercream, just to show you again. This pretty much looks like the one I'm doing. EG 1874 on. Is it the same color? No, it's a different color. They're all slightly different. All right, so this, with its beautiful silk, needs something that's got a pinkish hue. I don't know if that's just the way the photograph came out, but I like the look. So, all right. Bygone Stitches. This one needs fabric. I have a ton of the floss for it. I've seen this done. Called for is ale. I'm not going to do it on ale. I want more of a homespun fabric. Civil War era color. I have to look through my stuff and do it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'm off tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. All right. This is Cinnamon Stick Christmas. Why don't I have it in this grungy bag? I don't know. Here. I have some of these. I gotta buy more of those. This is by Homespun Elegance. And there's some really cute stuff in here. Look at these guys. The little gnome guys. Aren't they cute? I really like those. And of course I like the bottom one. So those two are the two I really was interested in doing. Aren't they cute? Those gnome guys are amazing. This is an older chart, and don't discount older charts, guys. Just because they're new and improved, don't make them better. She does some beautiful stuff. I will honor Christmas in my heart and keep it all year. I have a bunch of floss, and I'm assuming these are all called for flosses, and some gold even. Okay, and I have this linen, which is just 36 count. I don't know what it is. Some sort of off-white linen. Does not do it justice. It's going in my stash, and I need new linen for this. So this is not too big. I mean, look at this. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. You get like 10 projects here. Look at those little, everything that's on here is great. But look at the gnomes. I mean, come on, guys. Aren't those great? So it needs some interesting linen to do this. And they're small, so small pieces are good. Okay. Constantly organizing and going through, and stuff I know I'm not going to do. I do these giveaways, or I put them for sale. This is Nest by Brenda Gervais. Many people have done this. I have the called for floss, as you can see in the back. I have no fabric for this. That looks like Country Mocha. No, it's Mellow. Mellow linen. Let's see. It's not big, is it? It says you need a 14 by 10 piece of 36 count. So that's not the size. That's not the size of the actual thing. It's just a 14 by 10 piece. So a small piece of linen will do it. Let me take this out. But isn't that pretty? So, bird's nest where hearts rest. Not very large, so that needs linen. All right. Oh, I've had this forever. This is the Owl Forest Isn't that pretty? And I have this kitted up with sampler threads. Beautiful colors. Beautiful, beautiful colors. And what do I have in here? A piece of 36 count toasted almond fabrics by Stephanie. Why do I have this in here? Because I think this would look really good. Let's look, guys. Okay. Maybe I wasn't sure about the fabric. I think that may be it. Let me just get one of these here. So we can now keep all our stuff organized. I like them now that come on these cards. Here we go. There we go. That's the way to do it. Oh, what a cherry wine. What a pretty color. What's wrong with this? I don't know. So I think I'm going to keep it the way it is. Okay. This goes into the ready to go pile. Must have had a thought, and the thought doesn't work. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this one's very special. This was Harriet Elizabeth Coe by Brenda Gervais. I know I've showed you guys this before, so I apologize, but I have no fabric for it. I have all the called for floss. Let's put our floss on a ring, and again, a colored one yet. I got those on Amazon, like a huge amount of them, for a very good price. Let's get all our floss together. Apparently there's a lot of colors in here. Baked apple, that's such a pretty color. That would have been very, very nice on the reindeer sampler as well. Brandy, pomegranate. All right, so we've got all our colors in a nice organized fashion. Oh God, for Harry Elizabeth Coe. Wow, just wow. Picture doesn't do it justice. And the reason I have to absolutely do this is a Long Island sampler. I am from Long Island. I grew up in Long Island. I know Long Island like the back of my hand, and it's home. Florida's home now, but it will always be my home. And I really have to do this. How many Long Island samplers are there out there? Not that many. So it says that the called for is 30 count Old Town blend, and you need a 16 by 17 inch piece. So which means you need a quarter yard. 16 by 17. It's not very big. I don't know why it doesn't give the stitch count, but it's not. I might do it inside. Oh, here, 163 by 180. It's small, but it's great. I'm going to have to do this one. So that needs the right fabric. I'll know it when I see it. All right. Oh, I think this one I showed you last time too. This is Needle Treasures. I think I threw these in here when I was going through stuff. Peaceful Place. Comes with all the floss, but I have no fabric for it, because I am not doing it on White Ada. And this is by Needle Treasures. So that needs fabric. All right, let's see what's in here. Ah, the Christmas sampler. The Christmas sampler number 3 by Threads of Gold. Lovely. Just lovely. I have the Christmas sampler #1 as a whip. I have this summer khaki to do it. Does not turn me on. So it's coming out. I have all the called for threads and some beads. Let's put them on a ring while we're talking. Okay. Put them on a ring. Okay. Oh, bayberry. Such beautiful colors. Are these the called for colors, or did I convert this? No, these are called for colors. And these are Tropical Ocean. Oh my God. This red cranberry, antique rose. Apparently there's silk in here too, water lilies. And the called for is mixing silk with cotton. That's interesting. Let's check it out. Apple cider. This is adobe. We have beads. Beads will even go on this. Claret, excuse me. Gold leaf. It's nice having all this floss because apparently there's a floss shortage now. Not in my house, but I have a note in here. Yep, I have everything. And there's a metallic as well. Here you go. Oh wow, look at these colors. Photograph doesn't do it justice. Let's see. Amethyst, pink azalea, lavender. Yeah, it mixes cotton and silk. Why not? Beautiful. So this needs the right. This needs the right color. It's a lovely sampler. I'll put this all now in my. It just needs the right fabric, which I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about it. Let Freedom Ring by Lila's Studio. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I have a lot of floss for this, which we'll put on a ring. Quite a bit of all different kinds of overdyes. Let's get them all together so you can see them. That's how I pick either I pick the fabric first, or it's actually easier to pick the floss first. Because think about it, there's one color of fabric and so many colors of floss, and then you just, once you have your floss, you can hold it up against different fabrics. And think about it. Muted, very muted colors. Okay, let's see what I have in here. This looks like R&R to me. Yep, Ligonier Latte, 36 count, R&R. You know what? That's right. I wanted more of a color that was this yellow color, yellowish than this. This is the called for. The called for is classic homespun, which is actually very close to this. But this, I like that color better. I think there's a Weeks Dye Works straw would work better. So even a color like this, buttercream, might work better. You need a strong color because those are muted. Muted floss, I like a strong color underneath. All right, so I have to go through this. I will get back to you when I'm done matching up some of these. which I might have in my stash. In fact, I probably do have something for this. Oh, this is that interesting thing. I know I've showed you this before as well. This is that pillow, that Noel pillow I have, where this is linen, ready to go. And I have this Noel piece, but of course I have no floss for it. This is an easy one, I just have to floss it up. All right, let's see what else we have in here. Handwork. This is the Eliza Hill sampler. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Here's all the DMC for it. And it looks like it's done on champagne linen, which is quite nice. I mean, that's such a beautiful sampler. What color would work? I always look and see. I have a little pile next to me. Do I have anything here that's perfect? I don't know. I have to think about this one. I do like it almost has a green tinge underneath. But that needs fabric. Oh, I have a random piece of fabric in here. This looks like in fact it is R&R. What does it go to? Oh, this goes to something. This goes to the fancy that thing I've never finished. Why I have it in here randomly, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see what else we have. Let's go to the bottom. We have a Stitcher sampler by Primitive Hair. A Stitcher sampler by Primitive Hair. And I believe this must be the called for floss. Yeah, it's a thread pack for it. And I have the bee linen. Excuse me. I have the called for linen for this. So I just have to put it, I have the bee linen, which might work well. So I have to put that together, but this is missing linen. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm back. All right. Oh yes, this is the Jan Lynn Collector's Series. And I really like this Santa. And it's actually kitted up with some Aida and all the floss. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do this one. I do like it very much. But it obviously needs different fabric. Okay. Here we have, oh, Mary Ann Bailey. I started this and I decided I didn't like the fabric with it. It's beautiful. And I started it on, I don't remember what I started it on, but I absolutely did not like the fabric. I have all the called for floss. I'm going to restart it on a different fabric. The called for floss, but I don't know if I have enough floss actually. Start putting it all on a thing. I didn't get very far. I did maybe that much of the sampler. And I was like, nope, this is not going to work for me. So we're just going to put all our floss on an organizer, except for the DMC, of course. That's annoying. Okay. Would be nice if DMC came on a card like that, wouldn't it? All right. Okay, let's get all this, and just gonna put these DMCs on like that. All right. Here you go. A lot of colors, right? But I just don't have the right fabric for this. I gotta think about it. It's gonna be a neutral fabric. Once again, I'm thinking Chantilly lace, cream lace. It's got a little pink tinge, but I really do love it. But I gotta get the right fabric for this. Have it all kitted up, ready to go. I have Mary Brown. Lovely, lovely. Don't have fabric for her. Nicola Parkman calls her samplers her, so I do too. But I do have the beautiful Aversois silks. They're all in a little pouch, actually. Perfectly kitted up. This sampler is not very large. It is, what's the stitches? Whoa, it is bigger than you think. 224 by 287. So I'm gonna need a nice sized piece of fabric, and I gotta think about it. Called for is vintage buttercream, which is this. No. Maybe, but I gotta think about it. So pretty. Mary Brown. Needs fabric. All right. Somebody texted me. Let's make sure it's not. Nope. It's a random. It's a advertising text. Go figure. Anne Hathaway needlebook. Have it all kitted up. Have no fabric, but I don't think I need any kind of crazy fabric for this. I really don't, because I mean, you could do this on just about anything. It's beautiful. It's anything William Shakespeare I love. Has a lot of colors, and I have them all. Anne Hathaway needlebook. Needs fabric. This is by Bent Creek. This is the Tiny Nativity. I've seen this done. They have this on the wall at the cross stitch cupboard. You have to see it. 24 by 24. I could do that in one day. Yeah, let's see. I think this was done on silk. One of the little silk screen or whatever they call it. I could do this on just about anything though. I just got to put a random piece of something in here, but again, that's ready to go. Here's another one by Filigram called Robin's Christmas Wreath. This came as a kit. It's very pretty. It's got all the dinky dies. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. I actually was thinking of doing just the wreath and putting a picture in the middle. Wouldn't that be pretty? But it needs fabric. Told you all of these have issues. Oh, this little guy, Hope, 1727, with that great That great little rusty frame has nothing, has no floss and no nothing. So this has to be kitted up. So I'll do this. This is all dolled up, but the pear tree sampler by Little House Needleworks. It's very, very small. And it's got a piece of just white, off-white ecru linen. Just needs to be, I need another piece of linen for there. I'm not crazy about it. This one, vintage lace. I have every floss needed to do this one. And I do not have the proper linen for it. This linen is hard for me to pick. It's brown or red. It's so pretty. Not sure if I'm going to do this, when I'm going to do this, what I'm going to do it on. In the meantime, I have a tremendous amount of floss for this. Oops. Let's put this all on a hoop. Hope I'm not getting you bored yet. But worst case scenario is I'll use the floss for something else. Always looking for floss. So, because I'll use colors for a project that have nothing to do with that, you know, that aren't the called for, that just work, or stuff I have so I don't have to go out and buy more. You know, might as well use what you have. Let me just show you all these colors so you can see them together. And let me look and see what her called for fabric is. Oh goodness. I love these little loose leaf holders or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the heck this is either. What is this? Weeks Dye Works. I've never seen it come like that. 3-strand cotton floss. I've never seen it come on a little thing like that. Great colors, beautiful colors, really beautiful. And the called for is a vintage lace, 32, picture this plus lupine. I've never seen lupine, but it is a dark, but this is real pretty. So this is, again, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it. And if I do, I don't have the proper linen for it. Let's see what else we have. We have Work Basket, Summer House Stitch Works. Real pretty stuff. Finishing instructions is an Ort box, and there's a German alphabet housewife. What the heck is a housewife? Some sort of holder of sort. Very pretty. Look how pretty that stuff is. And I have some silks. There's Gloriana needlepoint silk, and once again, no fabric, but this should be easy. This is going to be, there's also a pomegranate wool needle book. There's like 3 projects in here. How pretty. I don't have any fabric for this. This is not a big project, it's small, so I think I can use just about anything. And there's some random stuff in here. What is this? I have a piece of fabric in here that's green, mint green, and a bunch of floss, and I have absolutely no idea what this belongs to. This is when you know you have too much stuff. So I have to figure this one out and find out what does that go to. Okay. Let's see. Then I have this, which this is the Carter House sampler. That's really nice. This is done by Cross Stitch Antiques. I do have some DMC for it. Very, very muted colors and Civil War colors, I guess. Muted. And I don't have a piece of fabric for this, but I don't think it's going to be hard. Stitch count's 197 by 203. Was done on vintage metal rue, which I think would look nice. Design size 14 by 14. So on 28 counts 14 by 14. So if you want to add 3 inches on each side, that actually makes it a bigger piece. So 14 plus 3 plus 3 is 20. So it's about 20 by 20 piece. So you need a 1/4 yard for this. Such a pretty little sampler. I need to find a 1/4 yard of vintage metal rue. Let's see. I have some, of course, but I believe it's an 1/8. This is 1/8. You know what? This vintage lentil might work very well for this. Nope, not the right color. See? I love the vintage lentil, and I don't like this on it. So I'm going to have to think about the color. This needs fabric. I just got to go sit with this in my fabric and just match stuff up and put it away. I might do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last Friday without office hours. So, oh, we have this in a bag like that. I got to put these in a better bag. I think I'm just about done with this. It is disconcerting to have that random thing without a chart, so I'm wondering what that belongs to, but I'm sure I'll find the chart. The chart's probably in my charts, and somehow they got loose. This is Cinnamon Stars. So many people have done this. I started this and I did not like the fabric, so I undid it. Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street. Very, very, very pretty. And I have the called for floss. I have them in some floss away bags. I was using floss away bags for a while, but I do like, I found the floss got messy in them. So I like now just sort of using it on, taking a piece off and just keeping it all hanging real neatly. But I can just put, the floss away bags have a hole in them, so I can put the floss away bags, just hang them on this thing too. Okay, let's see, floss away, floss away, floss away, floss away. Oh, there's a lot of colors here. Who knew? But these are definitely called for colors, and I have to find the right fabric for it. Okay, so now we've got them all neatly on their place. It's going to be hard to show you the colors because some of them are in bags. But let's see the size of this. It says was stitched on 35 count chamomile tea, which I have a piece of it. I just showed you. But whatever I started this on, and I don't remember if it was chamomile tea, it might have been. I wasn't crazy about it. And the stitch count's 168 by 100. That's not very big. So you probably could do this on an 1/8. And I have, let's see. I have mellow, nope. I'm thinking something interesting. like Gray Sand by Extrude Design. Remember Gray Sand? Might look good on it. It's a possibility. Again, I have to just think about it. Patriot Brew doesn't do anything for me. The Old Irish Cream, this actually is very pretty. I like this color. It's almost got a little bit of a golden hue to it. But then again, this has a greenish tint. I like that, a yellowish greenish tint. I'm not sure. So, not going to be made this very second, that decision. But you can see the process. I have one more thing in here to show you, and then we'll go on to the magazine. Okay, one more thing. All right, here we go. I've had this a long time. This is Joy Noel by JBW. Had this a very long time. And I have a piece of 32 count Christmas red. Just a beautiful red lidded. And why do I have it in here? Because I have no floss. This floss is all done in white. So I could just get white and stick it in here. Why I put this in here? I don't know. That's funny. Who knew? All right. Fun, right? Fun going. Now I got to clean all this up. We'll do that later. Finally, this is fall 2015. Why am I doing fall in the late spring? Just because. So this is really nice. I'm just going to show you all the cross stitch out of this. Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, a fun magazine. Back issues are sometimes available. I don't have every issue, but I think I have almost every issue. And I look forward to them throughout the year. All right, so this is My Soul is Fed, designed by Abby Rose Needleworks. Love the finish. Isn't that pretty? The way the thread keep is there. So she's got her, you could just put your needles in there and you've got your floss and you're ready to go. That's so pretty. That's a nice, nice, nice one. And special thanks to Faye Rigsby for finishing the project, of course. She does such a nice job. 30 count R&R reproductions, Ligonier Latte. Jack's House by Eric Shipley of Ship's Manor. Interestingly enough, not done on Ship's Manor linen. But look at the finish. Isn't that fabulous? That's great. Very, very pretty. So that's done on, picture this plus dill with classic colorwork, C-color key. Really pretty. She does some blended threads too. It's a real thick one. This is called Primitive Spring by Maria Teresa Vitali of MTVD Designs. A little simple thing. This is Blessings from Above by Maha Matthias Siglagu. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. Wonderful finishing in here. Wonderful photography. Wonderful finishing. Isn't that great? Old Mini Sampler by Primitive Acorns. the finishing makes this. It's really quite simple. It's a great grungy linen. Like something like I'd make. Really great grungy linen. And it just says 30 count natural linen aged with coffee. That's exactly what I would do. But great finishing. This one is Hopes and Dreams by Needle Bling Designs. A Mayflower. Oh, I know who. Oh, this is not the Mayflower. It's 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. It's Columbus. But anybody who likes lighthouses would like that. I watched that, the Pam and Steph. I find them very amusing and interesting. Mother and daughter. And she loves lighthouses. So I'm wondering if she would really like that. I don't know if I'd be too forward by sending her a picture of it. But this was done on Dixie Sampler linen. And this is by Needle Bling Designs. That's so cute. Oh, look at this picture by Needle Bling Designs. There's an ad just to show you. This is Let Fall Begin in Ho Ho Ho. It happened to be in here. Look at the Ho 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 pillow. Isn't that great? Once again, Needle Bling Designs. I did the May You Never Be Old to Search the Skies by Needle Bling this year. And this is Boo Tree by The Primitive Hair, done on her own linen. I think this is Old Salem linen. Cute. The finishing shown in this magazine is amazing. And she did this on, yeah, Old Salem linen. Do I know my linen or what? Then there's a whole thing on here on the Prim Stitchers Society. Pictures of Kathy Tonelli, Lori Brecklin, Teresa Miller, Faye Rigsby. I have talked to every one of these people one way or another. Asking questions, buying, finishing, selling occasionally. This one's Halloween by the Nebby Needle. Isn't that pretty? Halloween by the Nebby Needle. And I think that's it. Actually, they had our next issue. They don't do that anymore, but just to show you, in their Christmas issue, look at the cute stuff they have coming up. I'm sure I'll show you. This must be December, Christmas 2015, so I'll have to show you. I have gotten this magazine for a number of years. So, since the beginning, actually. But I don't have the inaugural issue. I didn't buy that one, and I can't find it. So maybe one day, if anybody has the inaugural issue and they want to sell it to me, I would love to get it from you. I hope everybody had a good time watching the video, and maybe you learned something. Maybe you could teach me something. If you have commentary, please comment below. I'd love to answer your questions, or I would love to get your input. And I hope everybody's doing well now that the economy is opening. I think we're headed in the right direction, hopefully. I'm not sure about it. As a physician, I tend to believe science, and the science right now is completely unknown. And if anybody tells you they are certain of anything, they are not telling you the truth, because we just don't know. But with that said, reopening our practice and beginning to do more seems to be working out. There haven't really been any big issues so far. So, praying it stays that way. Enjoy the rest of your week. From my home to yours, please keep stitching.